Hello everybody, GL1 here. Welcome to my online toy museum. And today we're going to talk about Superman and some of his friends. Perhaps we can call them super friends. So, I ordered this on AliExpress for about $11, which just seemed unbelievable to me. So this is Superman figure arts made by Bandai in Justice League. So I really didn't pay that close attention to the fact that it was in Justice League Superman. I just thought, he looks really cool. So I ordered this guy, and as you can see, it's got a ton of shoulder articulation. So much so that, look, you can do that thing where it's like, he puts his fist into his hand and goes, "We've got to stop them." You know, but I think he's not a good guy. So he'd be like, "We've got to stop the good guys." But, you know, in life, the bad guys don't think of themselves as the bad guys. They're doing the right thing. So maybe he thinks so too. So, all right. So we can see here he's got a lot of torso articulation. You know, you got the joint here and just a lot of really good mobility here. Much better than you would get with a Marvel action figure. The AEW figures, though, sometimes have a lot of articulation in there. We have the double knees. See that? And even so, even with the knee covers there, his shields on his knees. So that's pretty cool that they didn't skimp on that. Because sometimes they'll, have some, well, WWE figures will sometimes have something covering the knee and then they don't give you the double knee joint. All right, and look, you got the good movement in the ankle. I mean, this is figure arts. And as they say, figure arts is a new standard in figure series that incorporates the art under the theme of pursuing character expression through humanoid action. So, take that. All right, so if we look at the back, we have the joint here, and you can see how that moves. There's a ball joint up in there. And look at how that shoulder moves around. See, it actually comes out. And that is actually a feature that was on some Marvel figures of 2003. If you watch any of my Hulk videos, I'll show you some of those 2003 to 2006 Hulk action figures that had the shoulder that moved out like that, but they actually even had a piece of plastic that covered that so you wouldn't see that open space. So they really were awesome back then. All right, well, this lifts up so that if we want, we can put Superman's cape on. And this is a little different than other capes you might see. It has this kind of articulation. Now this comes apart, and I keep asking myself whether I should just glue this because it comes apart kind of easily. But you can move this around, and that way, like he can close it like that or fan it out. And I guess you could even take it off if you wanted, and then it would just be the cape would be close in. And so if we take this, and you see it has this peg here, and then there's a hole underneath there. If this pops off, it does just pop back on. But we should be able to get this in there. Try. There we go. And then that folds down. And then you can see, all right, so, you can have Superman like this, and then he can have his cape out, right, like that. But I guess if you wanted, you could just take these off, and then it would just be. No, that's not going to go through easily. But there we go. So then it would be a slimmer cape. Just get under there like that. Pull that out. Okay. And then, all right, so that looks pretty good too. That's a pretty natural looking Superman cape, right? So that would work actually without those other pieces. All right, well, if you don't like this face, this is the "I'm gritting my teeth so hard, my blood pressure has raised up so high that my eyes are bleeding." But or he's about to fire his heat ray vision. One or the other. But, all right, here we're going to go. We're going to take a look. So it comes with these other accessories. So we can hopefully open this up. Yeah, good. Not making everything fly out all over. And you have a couple of different heads. And I'm not sure. I'm really not a huge fan of any of the heads, but this is the head that it came with, that was on. Okay, so it's got the huge wide jaw, which we're about to see again in a couple of minutes on a different Superman. And then you have yelling Superman. So let's see, if he's yelling, and you just pop that head off. Oh, that didn't sound right. All right, let's see. Oh, we'll see. Okay, like I told you, this just kind of can snap up in there. And there, okay. The head is not coming off. Let's see if I hold in here. And there goes that head. And then we can put on the yelling head. And, you know, again, if it's really hard to get on, you can put it in some hot water or use a hairdryer. There, it went on. All right, so, and then the cape comes off. All right. But anyhow, there you go. There's yelling Superman. That's the one thing. Figure arts, a lot of articulation and accessories, but things kind of do pop off a little easily. But you can see he's doing the I'm a model stance. Like, hey, you know, I got my contrapposto hip action going. And if you want, you can change his hands. So you can give him 2 open hands or 2 fisty hands. Okay, so that's our Superman from the Injustice League. All right, well, we're going to take a look at, you saw this guy a little while ago. This is a Superman and Crypto, kind of a collector's edition Superman. This is the biggest, beefiest, most muscular Superman figure I have. All right, so he is just gigantic. And actually, we saw him in the Muhammad Ali episode, where Muhammad Ali was fighting Mike Tyson. And I don't think that went very well for Muhammad Ali. But here we go. We have this comes in this box here, and it comes with different things. And Crypto is Superman's dog. I don't know the story behind it, and I didn't look it up. And the reason I didn't look it up is because on the surface of it, it just seems dumb. I don't know much about Crypto. Maybe it wouldn't seem as dumb if I knew more, but I don't know. It just seems dumb. So you have this stand so you can have Superman, you know, like I have a stand, like you want to put that out on display, and then, you know, he's got the peg thing for his foot, okay? And then here's you got a couple different open hands for Superman, all right? And then we got Crypto. And I guess we'll take Crypto out of here. So we try to cut this without accidentally cutting his cape. Well, that's not gonna, all right. See how I get that to cooperate here. All right, maybe we'll use a razor on the other one. All right, there. All right, so let's take a look at Crypto. And there he is. No articulation, just a cape. And, all right, well, that's Crypto. Okay, so it's got a little Superman emblem on there. All right, so, I don't know. I would have liked a little articulation on the dog. But, all right, so that's Crypto. And I don't think Crypto is going to like the smell of Injustice League Superman. Probably not. All right, well, I want to compare this muscular Superman with the most muscular Batman I've ever owned, and that's this Savage Batman. All right, this is like Caveman Batman, and got this, I don't know, some months ago, 6 months ago or so, and he's just awesome. I mean, look at that. He's just super cool. He's got the extra joint in there in the torso so it can move his shoulder a little bit more, okay, which actually, this joint here looks like the glute joint on the Rainbow High dolls. So if you take your Rainbow High doll, if you have one, and you take a look at how the leg joins in, actually it has an extra covering so that when you move the leg forward, it doesn't have that thigh gap. But anyway, all right, so this is our super muscular Batman. And, again, what they do is they sacrifice a little bit of the bicep for articulation so that when you get that double joint in there, and what you get is you get this gap here. But this one's not too bad. I've seen much worse. So they're getting better. Now we're going to compare that with Big Superman. And so Superman, as you can see, doesn't have actually the bicep size as Batman, and doesn't have that extra bicep joint. You see how the Superman is just all one arm, and it doesn't have the double jointed elbow. It does have the double jointed knees. And you can see, look, they went back to where you can see the pegs on the legs, whereas with the Marvel figures, you don't see that. But, they're both just gigantic figures, and you could see the torso actually on Superman. His lats are flaring out more than Batman's. So he does have gigantic lats. And I'd say, but in the pecs, I think Batman's got him beat. Now, of course, Batman is a human, although like really, really strong, but nothing like Superman. So this is just an awesome Batman. And if you want to compare this Batman to one of the regular muscular Batmans, you have this Batman here. All right, this is a very angry looking Batman. He's got a couple of axes, so he's pretty savage. But if you take a look at the arm size, I mean, just not even close, right? So our big, gigantic, muscular Batman is really like Conan, right? It's just Conan dressed up as Batman. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're wondering, what would happen if our savage, muscular Batman was transported back 100 million years into what is now Argentina and ran into Giganotosaurus? What would happen? I mean, Batman would see this, and of course there would be the savage roar of the monster, and Batman would have his own savage yell, and he would jump at Giganotosaurus with his stone axe and his stone other kind of choppy weapon, and he would come at him and he would strike him, but the armor on Giganotosaurus would be so strong that it would just bounce off, and that wouldn't be effective. Batman would have to rethink, what's he going to do? He's, still a brilliant tactician. What would Batman do in this case? Well, it just so happens that there's someone else also interested in Batman, and it happens to be the Hammond Collection T-Rex, which, even though is 30 million years later than Giganotosaurus and not even on the same continent, it's in the North American continent, for our purposes, they both happen to converge on Batman as a new threat to our hero. What's going to happen now? Well, in Jurassic World 3, T-Rex and Giganotosaurus were enemies, but here they happen to be working together to enjoy Batman because, well, there's just plenty of Batman to go around. It's nice to see dinosaurs get along. Until next time, take care. Better than Batman.